Welcome to Rock the Life, a podcast for fans, by fans. I'm Katya.
I'm Amy.
And Amy, today we have a fun episode. We're going to hang with none other than Christian Love. Yes, that Love, whose dad is Mike Love of the Beach Boys. And Christian is an accomplished musician on his own right, but he also plays with the Beach Boys.
Yeah.
And Aim, I don't know, like little known fact, but my very first concert ever as a child was the Beach Boys.
Oh, that's
So
awesome.
that was so fun to hear about his music, the Beach Boy music, and what he's doing. And Amy, we were also talking about some of Christian's songs. And
that he's got.
what is the song you've been talking about that you really like?
Candy. I had a lot of fun with it. What I love most about this song is listening to it. It's a fun, energetic song, and Christian let us know, like, after we were recording, when we didn't talk about the song's actually 35-ish years old, and I was kind of like, yeah, I could. He was like, I wrote that at such and such an age, and I was like, yeah, I can. It made me feel young. Yeah, it's just a fun, upbeat, tongue-in-cheek song. I enjoyed this chat because I can't tell you how many road trips I went on with my mom where the Beach Boys were just a huge part of that. It was the Beach Boys, the Everly Brothers, and oddly enough, check this out, my mom had mixtapes. So it wasn't just us. My mom had mixtapes, and we would listen to it. Would be like, oh my gosh, seriously, Beach Boys, Everly Brothers, Simon and Garfunkel. You know what I mean? And so talking to Christian and hearing him name all these songs was really kind of cool. So
another thing is, Amy, if we listening to when Christian has been playing with the Beach Boys for nearly 20, 25 years, like he's a big part of it. So when any of our fans go see the Beach Boys play in the last few decades, Christian's there playing with them.
He's been there.
And one of those musicians who's also carved out his own path with his own music. And what I also love talking to Christian about is we can rattle off bands from the Santa Barbara music scene, which is near and dear to my heart. And all the music he likes, I love too. So it's fun hearing that incorporated in his music, the influences that he has, which are some of my favorites too.
Yeah. You guys, I'm so excited for you to hear this. Here's Christian.
Christian, how are you doing?
Good. How are you two doing?
Great.
Good.
Welcome to Rock the Life. We're excited to talk to you.
Glad to be here.
Okay, so we're going to start this off, just like get it out there. Okay.
Yes.
How was being Mike Love's son as a kid? Did you grow up backstage at the concerts?
Well, to be honest, I didn't do a whole lot of touring when I was younger. I was kind of hanging out with my friends and cutting class and surfing. That was my main goal at the time.
Yeah.
But, where were you surfing? Right, I'm interested.
I surfed down at Mesa Lane most of the time.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on the bluffs in Santa Barbara.
Yep.
She was like, I know.
Yeah, she's been there.
That's awesome.
Do you remember the first time you realized that, like, wait a minute, my dad's kind of a big deal?
Yeah. I think I was like 6 years old or something, and he took me on stage to announce Surfer Girl to, I don't know how many people it was. It was probably like, 10,000 people or something, but it seemed like a million people to me. So I just froze up, but I announced the song, but I remember the stage fright, the feeling of stage fright. And it kind of dawned on me then. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, wow, we sang Surfer Girl in choir in
Oh
7th
yeah,
grade. Uh-huh.
you had all the harmonies worked out and
We
everything.
did, and they wanted me to do the little high part, and I talk about stage fright, so I gave it to somebody else to do it because I was like, I'm not gonna do
That's skip
it.
Amy,
that.
Yeah.
Amy, we're gonna have to hear that. I think I'm gonna make you
No,
have to
no, no.
sing part of that. That's
No, no, no. Oh, but Mr. Rose, bless his heart, he had us into Everly Brothers, and I
Oh
grew
yeah,
up listening to the Beach Boys with my mom. So, but yeah, had us all into all of that. It was awesome. So, anyway,
yeah.
keep going. Sorry, that was my little.
okay.
I know
Well,
that
and what type
song.
of what type of music? Because we're gonna get into you're a musician in your own
Mm-hmm.
right.
Uh-huh.
But so,
Mm-hmm.
what were your musical influences outside of the Beach Boys?
Oh gosh, I have so many influences anywhere from the 80s to present day. Um,
Yeah,
I, I I think early on, Police was my one of my major influences. I was like really into the Police, and uh, I got into bands like Psychedelic Furs and U2 and NXS. I guess I got into all the like
Mm-hmm.
what a British Australian, but I just got into sort of the new wave kind of thing, and
yeah.
I
yeah,
I can
that's
I
what's
can hear that in some of your music and some of your riffs and stuff. I can absolutely hear that. Yeah,
oh
that makes
good,
sense to me.
yeah.
I can.
Did
Yeah,
and did
I identify with that.
did any of those bands like speak to you to where you wanted to be a musician?
Yeah, I think the Police definitely inspired me with my first band and creating it. We actually created a three piece, and I picked up the bass because I didn't know how to play an instrument until I learned how to play the bass. Thomas Skinner, he was a Swedish guy, and he had a Steinberg bass. It was like one of those little sawed off basses, and he's like, "Well, here, I'll just give you. Why don't you just take this bass and you can learn how to play the bass? Because I want to learn how to play the guitar." He was playing the bass, so we formed a three-piece band with our friend Jason Boaz,
Mm-hmm.
and he was the drummer. Yeah,
Yeah.
Was that in college, high school, or how old are you?
yeah. College. I was about 20 years old.
Well, that's
Playing in
fun.
California? Did you tour?
Yeah,
What did you
playing.
do with the band?
We played all around Santa Barbara. We went down and played Old Spanish Days. The Fiesta.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Um, yeah. So
What was the name of your band?
Alexis Kane, yeah. And we played that gig at Fiesta. We'd only been playing for as a band for like a month and a half, and we just went for it. We just let's go for it and play. And
Yep.
it was actually a really fun show.
Oh,
That's
that
the way
is.
it's made, right? You just go for it. I love that.
Hmm.
What year? Around what year was this? I'm trying to place it in my head because there were a couple years that Katya and I hung out a bit, but I'm trying to
Yeah,
figure out where we are.
I'm gonna go with like 90, like yeah, probably 1990.
Okay. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
about exactly right.
Yeah, yeah. So that's
That's
the
about
same time
right.
frame as like Ugly Kid
yep,
Yeah.
Joe, right?
Ugly
Am I
Kid
right on
Joe.
yep.
that? Yeah,
Yep.
okay.
Toad the Wet Sprocket,
Toad.
Yep.
you know, all Dishwalla, all the bands out of the '90s. It was really fun music scene back then.
Yeah, yeah.
Really great.
Yeah, that
It's
was.
a blast.
Yeah, I mean, we've been thinking a lot about like Ugly Kid Joe again too, like about like the whole
Mm-hmm.
Santa Barbara music scene, and it was yeah, it was a mix of like yeah, had your punk going, you have metal, you have yeah, no, it was
Yeah, the Ataris they were playing. Yeah, it's a lot of fun music. Spencer the Gardener, I'm sure you remember them.
yes, yes.
What is that?
And
Oh
not to
my
mention the
gosh.
Bay Area punk scene too. So that's oh my God.
Yeah,
That,
she was in
okay,
Santa Barbara for college and I was in the Bay Area, so we got the fair mix, you know.
Yeah, you went back and forth.
Mm,
we literally did. We drove drive back and forth for shows.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever I could fit in
Dedicated.
like Thursday through Sunday, that was going to be.
Yeah, that was in the days where people went to go see live music, like bands and stuff.
Right.
Yeah. Well,
Right.
so
Yeah,
tell me, I mean, you're still playing, you're still a musician. How has
Mm-hmm.
it
yeah.
changed, like in where you're living in terms of music and getting your name out there?
Mm-hmm.
Well, how has it changed? Yeah, I think it's changed because it's a lot harder to get people out, especially when
Is it? Okay.
everyone has families, and it's just not as easy as it used to be to pull people to a gig but we've definitely had some good gigs lately. We've been playing in a place in Solvang called Lost Chords Guitars. I don't know if you've heard
Okay.
of that,
Okay.
but
Okay. I
really
don't
Yeah,
think
cool
I've
I've
never
heard
been
of
to a
it.
place.
show
Yeah.
in Solvang. I'm gonna write that
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, it's really neat. It's like guitars all along the walls, and it's a really special little intimate place.
Oh.
People listen to the song and then they applaud afterwards. So it's not like, your usual bar gig where everyone's dancing around, which I appreciate that as well. But
Mm-hmm.
it's just a little bit different. Yeah.
Oh, that's
Do you
awesome.
use a lot of social media to get your music out nowadays, or?
Mm.
I do. That's almost my only avenue, but I have been doing some radio campaigns, but yeah, social media for the most part, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all that stuff. And
Music
yeah,
promotion has changed
it's a
It's
so
different
totally
animal.
changed.
much. It
Yeah.
is like it's just a whole new, like a completely new, there's no book
Yeah.
on music promotion 101 anymore. It's just launch it out there and hope it sticks. It's
Yeah.
crazy. It's so crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
also trying to relate to people like on a one-on-one basis, like trying to
Hmm.
relate. You have certain stories that you can tell that hopefully other people will relate to and
Hmm.
concentrate on that versus trying to just like, oh, here's my music. Will you buy it for me? It's a different approach,
Yep.
but
It's true.
I don't know. It's a fun little challenge, I guess.
Well, and we are a podcast like for fans by
Hmm.
fans. So I
Yeah.
want to talk about I mean, I can't, growing up where you grew up with, surrounded by the Beach Boys, um,
Yeah.
tell us about some of your fan experiences, you being the fan. What are some of the people you met, bands you met that were really influential?
Well, I think the one most recent and fresh in my head would be we were playing at a festival called See Here Now, and have you guys heard of that festival on the East Coast? See Here Now,
Oh,
like
that's why I
New
was confused
Jersey.
for a second. I was like, wait a minute. I'm thinking West Coast. Uh I haven't, but I probably know some people who have. I think we both have talked to some people from New Jersey who are probably very
Yeah.
familiar with. And look, Katya's making notes. So she's
Yeah, yeah,
like, another one to go to, another one to put on the list to
Yeah,
visit
yeah.
and check out. Okay. See here now, New
yeah.
Jersey. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
So I'm at this festival, See Here Now, and we get there kind of earlier in the day, and a couple of my favorite bands are playing there. Weezer's playing,
Oh, fun.
and the Foo Fighters are playing. So we're all just kind of cruising around, walking around backstage and whatnot. And my brother knows that I'm a Foo Fighters fan, so he comes on our tour bus and he says, "Christian, why don't you come over here? You have a chance to meet Dave Grohl." So I went in the little trailer where they're doing like meet and greet stuff, and my dad was talking to Dave, and I was able to get a picture with Dave, and I handed him a CD. Of course, I'm sure he's like, "Oh, that's a nice coaster," but um, no, it was cool though. He seemed very mellow, very chill, and yeah, it was a nice experience meeting him. It's good.
Yeah. Do you remember what you talked about?
I didn't really talk to him too much. I talked to Chris, who is actually from Santa Barbara as well. Chris Shiflett, the
Mm-hmm.
the guitarist or one of the guitarists, yeah. So I talked to him for a while,
That's
and
awesome.
we just talked about back in the day stuff about Santa Barbara. He was
Yeah.
super nice,
It's
but
really cool to have that connection.
Yeah.
but yeah, it was cool. It was cool to see one of your heroes right there. It was a fun experience.
Were
Oh,
you
that's
playing the
awesome.
festival too?
Yeah, yeah, we played, and then afterwards, I was able to go check out Weezer, and then later on, the Foo Fighters were headlining.
Um,
Okay. Well, so
yeah.
Christian, you just named two bands that I actually absolutely love too. So if we
Yeah.
were going to talk about your music and like what influences are in your music, what bands would you talk
hmm
about? Or
Mm,
singers or individual musicians?
Um, I would definitely mention the Foo Fighters too, and then actually both those bands, Weezer, I've been a little bit influenced by them as well. I like big guitar sounds. I like I'm kind of I got really into the 90s vibe, when it came around.
Yeah.
I was into loud drums and loud guitars and stuff. So I got into Everclear, Green Day,
Yeah.
all Stone
I think
Temple
I remember
Pilots,
that.
all these fun bands out of the 90s. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
that was my deal. I got hardcore into all that stuff.
That's awesome.
And so did I. So yeah, that
Yeah, yeah. Did you ever make your way up to Seattle and go check out some clubs up there?
Not until later on when I was touring with this band, which was actually really cool. Yeah, but not in the 90s. I never got up there, but I did actually really like Nirvana as well, and
Yeah.
bands like that. So,
We ended
Pearl
up
Jam.
making we made our way up there on another adventure and then checked out some bands at clubs that it was right before, I think,
The
the
explosion.
Seattle scene
it was
exploded.
right
Yeah.
about
Mm-hmm.
1991, about the time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, so
Yeah.
Kristen, tell me
That's
about
cool.
your musical journey. We touched on it. You started playing bass, but
Mm-hmm.
then you've moved
Yeah.
into guitar and singing. Like what? Talk about it. Tell us what you did.
Yeah, so I had that three-piece band, Alexis Kane. We played for quite a few years, and then eventually I formed a band called Five Alarm when Alexis Kane ended up disbanded and everyone went their separate ways. Yeah, I moved on to create Five Alarm. My friend Cliff Castello. We had a four-piece band with Dan Brown and then Jason Boaz. And we would get like little slots at West Beach, opening up for like Matchbox 20, the English Beat, stuff like that.
Those are
That's
huge
cool.
gigs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were really, really fun
It's like
gigs.
for this little band called Matchbox 20. Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun playing on, the big stage and everything. And yeah, and then I just kept playing music for the next few years, and I started a cover band called A Flock of Cougars. Um, that was my '80s cover band, was A
Yeah.
Flock of Cougars,
That's
That's
fun.
awesome.
and it was
Oh
just
no.
a constant dance party. Every
Yeah.
single time, it was just a full on dance party, and that was the reason I did it, because I
That's
had a
fun.
feeling it might do that. Yeah. So,
That's fun.
and then I started playing with the Beach Boys,
Mm.
probably around 2006,
So
and
almost
How's
then
20
that
years.
been?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so yeah, I took like a 4-year hiatus between 2014 and 2018. But besides that, I've been playing with the Beach Boys, so I do my own projects in between.
That's awesome.
Are you
That's
able
awesome.
to play any of your original music in the Beach Boy sets?
Oh.
Yes, we have a song called "Some Summer" that was on my Only Alibis album,
Mm-hmm.
that we're able to play for a good part of the summer last summer, and I'm hoping that it comes around soon and we can do that again.
Yeah. I saw
Seasonal.
the
What
video on that. Yeah.
what is the touring schedule look like for the Beach Boys in the last few years?
Oh, it's been quite extreme. We go away for the summer, and it'll be like 4 months, and it just kind of
That's tough.
it's hard work, and
Mm-hmm.
it's we played to a lot of big crowds last summer, so
I
I was really
imagine.
happy about that. It was a lot of fun, a lot of big festivals, and I think maybe because of the documentary, it kind of stirred up some excitement for the Beach Boys, and then
Yeah.
yeah, so it's been really busy, very busy.
Do you think you'll fit Candy in with this new summer set?
Yeah.
Oh, you want to get Candy in there to the
Yeah,
Beach
you
Boys
should
set?
get Candy. Yeah. Well, if you get to have a little bit of, if you can do some summer, maybe, you know,
Yeah.
Candy goes in there. It's that I enjoy that song. So I was like, if I were
Okay.
to come
Cool.
see and you were there and you could throw a couple songs of your own, yeah, that would be a fun one.
Yeah.
That would be a fun
Yeah.
one.
I'll definitely suggest it.
Yeah, that would be fun. Is there, I have a quick question really quick. Is there like a song that almost gets overplay, like people expect it to the extent that you go, we have to include that in the set, not maybe not necessarily like overplay, but as an example, every
Like
single
Surfing
show,
USA.
Yeah, or
California
I mean,
Girls,
now maybe not most recently, but Kokomo. You remember how Kokomo
Kokomo.
exploded? So
Hmm.
I remember you would hear that on the radio like once an hour. And so I kind of look at that and I go, what does a Beach Boys set look like in 2025? I guess
Yeah,
this would be my
true,
question.
true.
Yeah, I mean, we try to make sure and include, most of the hits, probably
Yeah.
all the
Oh,
hits, but
That's a
and
long
then
set.
we do put some slower, more esoteric songs in there. In the Mostly in the second set. There's like Surfer Girls in the first set, but we get In My Room, stuff like that, and then we have a part in the second set. We kind of open it up, and we do Warmth of the Sun and God Only Knows. And my dad's got a
Mm,
song called Pisces Brothers that he likes to tell a story about him and George Harrison and stuff. But
that's awesome.
yeah, it just kind of the first set we kind of come out with some hits right off the bat, and then go into stuff like When I Grow Up to Be a Man, and then it ends strong with I Get Around, and then the second set we start off slow and we just kind of ramp it up towards the end of the set. Help Me Run at Good Vibrations, all that stuff.
Like every single
Yeah.
song that you're naming, I'm singing in my head as you're going. So I'm like, oh, yeah, if you make the trek like up the West Coast into, the Pacific Northwest, I'd be like, I would definitely be there. That would be an excellent and fun show.
Yeah, it's a really fun show, definitely, and I like the fact that it's getting passed down to
Yeah.
you know
yeah.
all the generations. Yeah, kids
You're
And
and
that's
grandkids.
what I was, are
that's
you
what I was
seeing
gonna
like
say.
cross generational fans at your
Mm-hmm.
shows?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I see people in their teens like singing along to the words, and
Fantastic.
That's
it's
awesome.
pretty wild. Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah,
It's-
that's fun.
So,
So
That's fun.
do you have any particular fan experiences where not instead of you being the fan, someone was a fan of you that are really special and touching to you?
yeah, I had this one girl named Daniela, and she said that she played the song some summer over 100 times, and
Aw.
pretty close to that time we're doing the cruise. We had like
Mm.
we're doing a couple gigs on the ship, and she was really trying hard to get that song in the set, and we did end up getting in the set. She was really happy about that.
Aw.
So yeah, she's been really supportive. There's been some really good fans that have stepped up to the plate and
That's
supported the album and
awesome.
everything. Yeah, it's really fun.
I love that.
What are your plans for 2025 in touring and with your music? What are you going to do?
I'm really trying to make a push right now. So, I have a good manager. I have a good guy that does radio, and I've got a whole new batch of songs that will, add up to a new album. But, supposedly the way you're supposed to do it these days is to release one song at a time. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm going by you know, what they say you're supposed to do. So I'm going to drop a song in the next week or so,
Oh.
and then that'll be the start of like a whole series of songs, like 1 month at a time. I'll just be dropping a new song. So
Tell us
new
about
Okay.
that
music to
song.
come.
Yeah, yeah. We
Can
have
you
a
tell us
couple
about
weeks.
it?
So if it's gonna drop next week, it'll already be out. So you can just spill the tea.
Yeah, it's a song called Remedy. I produced it with my friend Tom Flowers. He lives in Santa Barbara. Specifically, he lives in Goleta,
Oh.
and it was part of a large batch of songs that we were working on a couple of years ago now. And we just kind
Awesome.
of we've been saving the songs and trying to time it right with the release. But yeah, I mean, Remedy is like a song about, you're trying to it's a challenging relationship, but you're trying to find the positive in it,
Mm-hmm.
and you're saying
Mm-hmm.
that there's a solution to the problem, and it's let's get together and let's have a good time. That's the basis of the song.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Okay, so it should be out. If there's something we can, kind of plug in at the end and see what we can do to give a
To
taste.
help
If you have, even if it's just a lyric video, we can throw that in, uh,
Okay,
and kind of go from there. That'd be great.
I have like a teaser that I put
Oh, cool.
together that describes Remedy.
And that would be great. That would be really, really great.
So, are you going to be touring with your new music?
I want to be, and that's actually a very challenging thing for me in the last year or two is trying to book shows like festivals and all that stuff. It's not as easy as it once was for some odd reason, but they want to see you can bring this many people out, or if you don't have a huge following, they don't consider you for a festival. It's really bizarre, but I'm trying. I'm working on it.
It's
Okay,
crazy how they look at like your social media accounts, and
Yeah,
they look at that, and it's kind of, oh, it's so weird now, I feel like.
yeah, yeah. It's a media game.
well,
It's
if you were going to
crazy.
do a festival this summer, who would you want in your lineup with you?
you know, I would love to play a festival with like we were talking about earlier, Weezer and Foo Fighters, and what I like Third Eye Blind. I don't know. I guess these are all old bands, so I guess old sort of music. Yeah.
Nah,
Well, I
nah.
think we're going to talk about and
I know.
manifest it so this can
Yeah,
happen.
yeah,
And
yeah,
then
yeah,
Amy
yeah,
and I are going to fly out to the show. So I think, yeah, this
yeah,
is.
yeah. This
Yeah,
is what
I
we
like
do.
the Strokes. I like the Chili Peppers. I like Coldplay. I don't know,
Yeah,
stuff like that.
that I'm into all, yeah, all that would
Yeah,
be
that would
great.
be fun.
So if we're trying to introduce fans to your music, name a few of your songs, which are a good introduction for people to listen to know you and your music.
Now we're talking about ones that have been released, of course.
Yeah. Or new ones that are
Yeah,
coming out. If Remedy is really like your sound now, for people
yeah,
to get to know you, or which other songs?
yeah. Remedy, even when we're friends, I'll be releasing that one soon. There's a song called Rebel Girl. That's more of a slower, more reminiscent song. And off the Only Alibis album, Only Alibis is the lead off track, and then Some Summer, and the
Okay.
last song on the album is called Thrown Out. Um, I don't know. There's a few songs on that album that I've come to like. Oh, Crazy for You is one of them.
Okay. Okay. And I'm also going to ask, like, you were talking about new music. What is some new music you're listening to now?
Well, I don't know how new. Yeah, it's probably there's some new. I listen to Alt Nation on Sirius Radio a lot.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So sometimes I draw a blank with all the band names, but I
I
was
just,
listening to a
I
song.
feel that. Yeah, we're like,
I was listening.
familiar with the channel, and then we all just go silent, like,
Yeah,
what are we listening to again? Who's that? What's
yeah.
that song? I get you on
I,
that one completely.
the band name popped up last night. That's called Blur. You remember that band?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And they have a new song called Narcissus, and I thought that was a really cool track. That's the one that's most fresh in my brain. But I mean, there's a lot of good alternative music
Hmm. Hmm.
on that station.
For sure. Oh my gosh, that's excellent. That's
Well,
that's
yeah.
exciting. You have a lot going on.
That's
I'm
a fair
excited for you.
fair amount.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's also this place that we captured a live video on Friday. It was a place called Kulak's Woodshed, and it's in North Hollywood.
That's awesome. That sounds awesome.
Really cool place with all kinds of, it looks very retro, throwback. They
That's
shoot all sorts
awesome.
of video while you're playing. So we had all our friends come out, and it was a lot of fun. Really cool.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that style
Christian,
of video.
one of Amy and I's recurring themes is always talking about Hollywood. Tell us about, is there like a Hollywood music scene now? Like, or is it just more small clubs, or what does it look like now? And we
You
used
know,
to know it from
that's
the 90s, so that was a very
yeah,
different scene.
Late 80s, yeah.
Yeah.
that's a very good question, and it's been so long since I've played. I mean, besides that show,
Mm-hmm.
since I've played shows in LA, you got to sort of pay to play and all that stuff. But I'm not really sure what the scene is like down there these days. I mean, I just kind of mostly stick to Santa Barbara and surrounding areas around there. But I would like to start playing some more venues down there. It's definitely fun to go down there and play, but I'm not really sure what types of music is going on there these days.
When I was there in January, they had like a fair mix. Like the whiskey actually had like this new, like a younger kind of a crowd. There was this band called Mux, and on Saturday, and then Sunday night it was Slaughter and like 80s type, and it seems to be a fair mix of what they've got going on.
Are you touring with the Beach Boys this summer too? Do you have festivals lined up?
Yeah, we're going to Europe in July, so I think we'll
Oh,
be playing at the Capitol on the 4th of July. Yeah, we have a lot of
like
stuff going
the
on.
capital, as in Washington D.C. capital?
Hmm. Yeah,
Oh,
Oh,
that'll be
okay.
awesome.
yeah, it should be fun.
That'll be
I
fun.
I think John Stamos will join us. We're doing Beach Life coming up. That's on May 4th, and
Oh,
John Stamos is going to join us for that one as well. I guess Atlantis Morissette is headlining that gig,
That'll be
so
awesome.
fun.
that'll be kind of cool.
That'll be one to watch.
And can
Definitely.
I jump in? How did John Stamos get involved in the band?
Oh, that's a good question.
I think it was Full House. They did an
Right. Well,
episode and they had the Beach Boys on Full House.
that's
I
wild.
think yeah,
Yeah,
Wow.
I think that was forever ago though. I mean, we
yeah.
were literally, how old were we
No
for
pun
Full
intended.
House?
Forever.
Yeah. I remember watching that show. Um
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
probably was
that's
that. I don't
cool.
even,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
But I
I think
think I
that
remember
how it all
that.
and then he was such a huge fan, and then he started playing some drums for the Beach Boys here and there. And he comes out every now and then. It's really fun.
Oh, that is
Riles up the
fun.
crowd. Yeah.
Yeah, I bet that's the case too. Rouse up the crowd a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's a nice guy. Very
that's
nice guy.
awesome.
Oh,
Okay,
he
so I
directed
am,
my video for Some Summer. He
I
directed the
saw
video.
that. I
Yeah.
saw that and I watched it. I think I got the link through Facebook, but when I was looking it up, he did this really nice thing. He wrote this whole thing on his Facebook page about it. And I thought that was really sweet. I was like, "Oh, he's a nice guy."
He's very nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we like John.
Yeah. That's awesome. It's nice to
okay, so
have that
I will,
encouragement for you in
yeah.
your career, I think.
Well,
Sorry.
I'm going to look
Yeah.
for you. No, I'm just going to say I'm going to look for you this summer in Europe too. That will be, Europe does
Yeah.
a great job with summer festivals.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. I love going to Europe. It's just nice to get, check out different countries and stuff. Really fun.
Hopefully you'll get a chance
And
to
then
see what the surfing is like.
Yeah,
Portugal,
yeah. I
Spain.
haven't surfed in quite a while, but yeah, be nice to check it out.
That's
Yeah, so you have to
awesome.
like yeah stick to the coasts, and I'd say skip Germany, but I'd hate to say that because Germany has the best some of the best festivals in Europe. So
Hmm.
that would be
Yeah, I think we are playing in Germany and Spain and England, and, Prague or Warsaw, and then
Okay.
yeah, we're gonna make our rounds pretty good.
I didn't
so
hear
we
Italy.
yeah I know Milan's the only place. So I travel for festivals. So when you're out on the road, are you checking out other clubs? Are you playing any gigs on your own for your music, or is it
Mm.
just too
Ooh.
Uh,
busy and crazy?
yeah, every once in a while we'll be able to. Me and John, the guitarist for the lead guitarist for the Beach Boys, we'll be able to go out and do like a little acoustic gig, which is
That's
a lot of
awesome.
fun when we're able to do that. So
Hmm.
yeah, and we get to play a bunch of covers and some originals, but I would say mostly covers. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, that would be fun.
That's
And where
awesome.
do you
Yeah.
promote that? Do you put that on your
Mm.
Instagram, on Facebook? Where would you promote
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Okay.
Instagram, Facebook, TikTok.
Okay.
That's
I'm going to
awesome.
check it out. I'm going to look for it.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. If
I'm
they're
gonna try
anywhere
to
near
stay
you,
active as I can, so everyone knows what I'm doing.
it's
Yeah,
so
that,
crazy.
Well, because Amy, without flyers, how am I supposed to know what's
I
playing?
know.
It has to be
Yeah.
Instagram.
No more BAM.
Flyers are
I
coming back.
know. I love
Flyers are
it.
making a comeback.
I love
They
them. I'd
have
love
to.
to
They
see
need to.
them.
It's time to do the whole full circle thing, where we get it all.
It's true because like CDs are coming back too.
And you want to know
Yeah.
what's funny? I think it was for when we saw Slaughter at the Whiskey. I got a paper ticket. A
Wow.
Oh,
paper
yeah. We
ticket
love those
for
too.
that show. Yeah. I
Yeah,
was like, haha.
that's awesome.
Yeah. I can't
Cool
remember last
throwback.
time I had one of those.
Amy, I literally will print off my tickets sometimes, even though you just flash it on your phone, just so I have a little
Mm-hmm.
reminder of it.
I know. It's so crazy. So crazy. Oh my gosh. Well, Christian, thank you so much for coming
Thank
on
you.
the show
Oh, thanks
and
for having me.
sharing everything that you've got going on. I can't wait to continue checking it out. Candy is your newest song, right?
For now,
I'd say
for
it's
this
For
week.
I'd
now.
say it's the latest release.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then
Correct,
hopefully
yeah.
by the time we get this one out, there will be a new one that we can kind of plug in at the end of this.
We'll put
And
Remedy
then,
in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, that'll be exciting. We will keep an eye on you for what's going on for the summer. And feel free to send us a message or a note to kind of touch base and see how it's all going. That would be great.
Yeah. See how the summer went.
Yeah. Yeah.
That sounds so much. Sounds like a lot of fun.
All
Okay.
right. Well,
Thank you,
thank you.
Kristen.
And we'll see you again.
Okay, sounds good. Bye bye.
Goodbye.
Big, big thank you to Christian Love
Mm-hmm.
for coming on,
Mm-hmm.
helping us talk about music that we love.
Yeah.
And, this is what we do it. There's music we love that we want to continue, but at the same time, there's new music that we love and can't wait to listen to. And Christian's making some of that music. He's keeping that amazing bridge alive
Mm-hmm.
between the Beach Boys, which have been around since the 60s,
Right. Right.
and his
Yeah.
own new music. And
And
yeah, I'm glad he's with them playing.
yeah, and you can totally hear those influences in his own music, with some of the guitar riffs and stuff like that. As he was talking, I was like, I hear it. I hear it. But you know what else I heard? And I didn't necessarily say that to him. We had some pretty fun experiences and back in the day with Pauly Shore. And for
Totally.
some reason, through this interview, whether it was his voice or his cadence or whatever it was, just his vibe, I was like, oh my gosh. I'm like, I wanted to say, are you friends with Pauly Shore? Because I'm just
And
getting this
I'm
whole
gonna
laid
say that's a
back.
compliment. Oh, the gorgeous blue
Yeah,
locks. I mean, all of it. I love it.
Yeah. Anyway, he was really great. I'm really excited. I hope that they come in a place to where you can see them. And of course, 4th of July, that's going to be televised. So,
Gosh, it's
fun
amazing.
times.
Huge.
Yeah.
And I love,
Fun.
and thank you to all the fans who are keeping the Beach Boys and the Beach Boy music alive too.
Yeah.
Really
Seriously.
endearing.
Huge.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, babes.
Alrighty.
This has been fun.
Yeah. Oh, don't forget, follow us on our socials, Rock the Life Girl on Instagram. That's primarily where we are at this moment in time. We'll probably expand back out to more consistent things on TikTok in the future.
Say, don't forget. I was going to say, don't forget.
Right.
Rock the life.
Rock the life. Oh my gosh. I love you so much.
Love you too. Okay.
Alrighty. Bye.
Bye.